Had an interesting thing happen recently. I watched a movie, and it was a decent movie. It made me laugh, but it also pissed me off because of the disservice the industry did to the movie. Um, Surprise uh, was Ghostbusters 2016. When Ghostbusters 2016 came out and did what it did to the industry, it did a great disservice to other films because when you lower the expectations of everyone who's going to watch your film, you actually ruin the chances of there being a successful gender swap movie. When The Hustle came out, I didn't hear anything about it. And I guess that it's like 8:30 by the time I'm filming this. I never get up this early. I've got an early day. But they did a huge disservice to the entire industry with Ghostbusters 2016 because they kind of set everybody else up for failure. Uh, my expectations for any other gender swap movie from 2016 on was zero because for one, the marketing was I guess we can go into a Ghostbusters review as well, but the marketing was so awful that it ruined the chances of any other film of that genre or that style where they gender swap the characters being in any way successful. When The Hustle came out, like I said, I had very little expectations. I didn't even bother seeing it. I don't remember anything about it. Nothing in the news. Nothing came out about it, good or bad. It just, I remember a commercial, and it went away. As it turns out, The Hustle is a 2019 gender swap remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I believe that was 1988. Find out. Yeah, 1988. Steve Martin and Michael Caine, and The Hustle is Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. And it's almost scene for scene reshot. They did a few swaps, a few character swaps around, and it's 2019, so of course there's going to be more fart and sex jokes. But other than that, it was a decent movie. It was funny. I laughed a few times when instead of the Australian Chips O'Toole, they use a South African because Rebel Wilson's already Australian, so that was funny. Yeah, everything in Beaumont-sur-Mer is it's the original. I mean, it's very much like the original. So the storyline follows. In the original, Steve Martin decides. He's a con. They're all con artists, by the way. So Steve Martin's a con artist, and he makes his way to the French Riviera, where he meets Michael Caine, and hilarity ensues, where they try to out-con each other, and then they make the bet. Here comes the monkey in the wrench, or the wrench in the machine, whatever. This big red herring of the person that they're supposed to con, and she ends up conning them. So then the gender swap is Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway, French Riviera, find their mark. Mark double crosses them and cons them in return. The end. And it was funny. There were a lot of. Okay, this one's funny. So there was a Facebook thread I read a while ago of somebody asked what's the male equivalent of throwing your hands up and saying screw it, I'll just strip, and another person answers join the military, and everyone's comment after that was this is a valid answer. In the original, there was a scenario where Steve Martin gets Michael Caine shanghaied by some sailors. In the remake, Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson get put in the scenario where Rebel Wilson has Anne Hathaway shanghaied by some prostitutes. There is a joke there. Anyway, there, I expected some form of man bashing, like the a statement to make the case for the MGTOW lifestyle, the MGTOW movement, because here's some women who are conning men out of their money, and that was the original, was some men conning rich women out of their money. So again, when you have an industry that messes with people the way Ghostbusters 2016 did, it ruins the entire film industry for any other gender swap movies, or success for gender swap movies, especially in this scenario when it was a good movie. I don't I thought it was a good movie. Funny. Check it out. I stumbled on it because it was one of the few free 4K movies on Amazon. So anyway, check it out. It's worth a watch.